Hey guys, it's Larkin Leck from HotMinuteMom.com, and welcome to the super awesome and free Canva tutorial. If you've never heard of Canva, it's basically a free tool where you can create beautiful graphics. I think when most people think of graphics, they automatically think it's super complicated or that you need a graphic designer, but it's really not, and it's really easy and quick with tools like Canva. I'm actually a graphic designer during the day, and I use Canva all the time for my own stuff. As you can see here on the page in the screen, there are some graphics that you might actually find familiar from HotMinuteMom.com or something affiliated with HotMinuteMom.com, but it's also just as fun to use for personal use too. So let's get started. When you first log on, you're going to be asked to log in via Facebook or your email. I'm obviously already logged on here via my email. On the left, you'll also see that there's a tab that says All Your Designs, which is why you can see all of my designs from HotMinuteMom.com. There's also Shared and Create Team options. These are fairly new options. I don't use them, but they are great for social media managers who have more than one person on staff. If your brand is a place to upload your logo, your colors, etc., and Canva will help to input those into your design. The top green button is the Create a Design feature. As you'll see in a moment, Canva has all the graphics and art already pre-sized to fit for you. But if you're working on a special project, like sometimes I do, you can always create a custom design with custom specs like length, height, etc. Okay, now let's look at the fun stuff. To the right, you will see a few of the popular options that I've used to make graphics in the past. If we click More, the page will load all of the options for graphics, infographics, and more. Canva is a great tool for professionals, but it's also just a lot of fun to use for your own personal stuff, like birthdays or event pages on Facebook. If we scroll down, we can see through all the different options, such as Pinterest posts, trifold brochures, even ads and ebook design elements, all here for your ease and convenience on Canva. You'll also notice when I hover on one of the graphics, you will see it's preloaded with the pixel sizes. This is really great for graphic designers like myself when I'm trying to figure out dimensions for custom graphics. Let's go ahead and get started on a simple graphic that I'm actually going to use next week for HotMinuteMom.com. I'm going to scroll up and use the Pinterest graphic. I like to use the Pinterest graphic because they look great on my blog, and they also transfer easily to Pinterest, obviously. And they also look decent on Facebook and Instagram, so you don't have to make a million different graphics. I can hit 3 social platforms with one graphic from Canva. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, so let's look at what we have here now. This is the editing panel that's loading. To the left, you'll see layouts, elements, text, background, and uploads. Layouts are what you are seeing right here. You can use any of these preset layouts, but if you're doing a business or a blog, I'd recommend doing something that is consistent to your brand. If you're just using it for fun, then you can do whatever you want. Canva is something called a freemium app, which means it's free for the most part. But there are options to upgrade. I've never used the upgrades and have only ever used the free options. But you can see here with little dollar signs in the bottom right that those options cost money. If it says free on the bottom, it is obviously a free option. So as long as you use the free options, Canva is completely free. If you fall in love with a layout or a paid option, they're like $1.99 each. It's not a whole lot of money. Let's go ahead and just pick a layout that we're going to change out in a moment. Okay, here is our layout that we chose. It doesn't really matter which one because I'm going to completely change it here in a moment. The next tab on the left is Elements. We aren't going to use any of these today, but just to show you, there are tons of free pictures, icons, charts, you name it. If we click on free photos, it'll load tons of free photos that you can use on your actual design. This tab is awesome for people who are putting together infographic sheets and anything else with grids, lines, or charts. The next tab is Text. We're actually going to skip over this one for now and come back to it because I like to make the backgrounds first and then add text on top. I just think it's way easier. The Background tab is exactly what it says. It's the background. You can pick a solid color or a pattern, or if you have a specific hex color, HEX color, you can go to Documents, Colors, and enter those there so your brand is all super consistent. I'm going to choose a blue pattern for my background, but first I need to get rid of all of this. And it's really easy. You simply click and move it to the trash can. You can also click and hit delete on your computer. Okay, so now I have a nice white background and I can choose whatever blue background I want. It can be solid, but I think for this one I'm going to do a pattern like this. The next tab is Uploads. If you don't want to use a picture that's free out of the Elements section, or the picture that was designated on the layout, then you can upload your own. I'm actually doing a product review for Boots No. 7 skincare next week, and I've already uploaded for the sake of this tutorial, and you can see it here. I simply click it, and it will go over to my design. Canva is what we call a drop and drag tool. You literally pull it, drop it, drag it, and resize it to your liking. As you can see, I'm doing here. Once I get it where I want it, I'm going to go to the top of the screen and hit the transparency button. This is just going to give it a little extra something, and it makes it look a little more ingrained with the graphic, not just like a picture sitting on top of something. Now my background is how I want it. I'm going to go ahead and go back to the Text tab to add my text on top. You'll see here you have all the options to add whatever text you want on top, or you have preset text on the bottom that are also free. I don't usually use the preset, but again, do whatever you want. Come play with Canva and do whatever your little heart desires. It's all about you and your brand, or just having fun on your personal page. I'm going to add a large header for my Does It Work title. So again, I'm just clicking it and I'm moving it. I can skew it left and right, and Canva even tells me how many pixels that is. So I'm going to put it here and follow the grid lines that tells me that it's centered. And I'm going to add in Does It Work? Okay, it's positioned where I want it. I don't necessarily like that font, and I actually use the same font for most of my stuff to keep the brand consistent. So I'm going to change it. The font that I use actually is very small usually, so I have to usually change the font size also. And sometimes I just have to play around with it until it gets to what I want it to be. And I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm also going to add my URL to the graphic. I highly recommend adding your URL, your Instagram handle, Twitter handle, whatever it is you want people to see and know you by, or wherever you want them to go to. I like to add mine to the very bottom with some sort of contrasting color. That way it makes it super visible. Okay, I've typed it in, and again, I'm going to change it to the font that I always use. And this time I'm going to make it a contrasting color, just so it's really visible. Okay, now I have my graphic exactly the way that I want it, and I can go to download at the top of my screen. You also have a few other options at the top, like sharing and embedding, which are great if you need them. But for me, I like to download them all and keep them in a folder so I can upload them to multiple social platforms if need be. Here you can see you can also pick what type of file you would like, and I always just pick a PNG file. Then you would click download, and it is then saving your design in Canva. And that's it. So guys, I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you did, make sure to tell your friends to sign up at HotMinuteMom.com to get their free tutorial, and be sure to check back for more free resources from HotMinuteMom.com.